Welcome to Disability News and Views, brought to you by the City of Boston's Mayor's Commission for Persons with Disabilities. I'm Jessica Doonan, the Chief of Staff for the Commission. In this edition, we'll talk about some great community events coming up in Boston. Then my co-host, Ken Meyer, will be speaking with our guest this month, Kevin Phelan of Aira Technology. The 2018 Boston Marathon will be held on Monday, April 16th. And this year, we have an exciting new initiative for people with disabilities. A company called Aira, who is our guest today on the show, will be providing free access to their services throughout Boston for the entire Patriots' Day weekend, right through Marathon Monday. The Aira app allows people who are blind to connect live with a sighted guide, offering a new path to independence. The app will be free to download all that weekend. Stay tuned to our show to learn more about this initiative. The Boston Marathon has other accessibility accommodations available for the disability community too. There'll be one area of accessible seating in the grandstand section near the finish line for ticket holders. And there will be a second accessible viewing area open to the public located at the corner of Boylston and Hereford Street, adjacent to the white medical tent. Limited accessible parking will be available behind the Central Library in Copley Square, close to the finish line, but the public is encouraged to take public transportation. The Big Apple Circus will be returning to the Boston area, setting up its Big Top for its 40th season at Assembly Row in Somerville from April 7th to May 6th. The Big Apple Circus has two accessible shows this year. The first is Embracing Autism, which will be held on April 8th. This show includes artistic performances with sensory adaptations, adjusted lights and sound, and calming areas staffed by professionals. Next, Circus of the Senses for people with sensory disabilities will be held on April 11th. This show features interactive touch experiences for those who are blind or have low vision, and a question and answer session in ASL. For more information, visit www.bigapplecircus.com. Finally, I would like to let our viewers know about the Boston Disability Commission Advisory Board, a group of city residents with disabilities who advise Mayor Walsh and other city officials on important issues in the disability community. The advisory board meets on the fourth Monday of each month from 5:30 to 7:30 in City Hall. The public is welcome to attend commission meetings in person through phone participation or by watching our meetings live on TV or online. The next meeting will be held on Monday, April 23rd. For more information, visit our website at boston.gov/disability. And that is the news for now. I would like to turn the show over to our co-host, Ken Meyer.
Thank you, Jessica. And Kevin, it is a pleasure to have you here. Tell us a little bit about Aira itself and how you got involved.
Sure. So the company was started about 3 years ago, and it was really started to see if there was a different way to help people who are blind and low vision access information, right? So how do you access information immediately and on your terms? So really what we did is we came up with this service that has three components. The first one is a camera, so either your smartphone, you'll download the app. The app connects through bandwidth or the Wi-Fi network. And then the third part is kind of the secret sauce where it actually, through the phone, you're able to connect to a live certified Aira agent. And that's somebody who may be based somewhere around the country. We have agents in all 50 states. And what they do is essentially relay what they see through the phone and help you access that information. So in a restaurant setting, if you were looking at a menu that was not in Braille or in large print, they could help read that menu. But they also have access to everything that's online, so they could also maybe look at Yelp and look at the online menu as well, and really just give you the information that you're looking for, on your schedule.
Can people go to agencies like here in Boston, the Mass Commission for the Blind, for example, or MAB, the Mass Association for the Blind, or are there other agencies that they can go to for help, or do they have to do this all by themselves?
Sure. So today we have people that are coming directly to our website. It's Aira, AIRA.io, or they are people that are working with their local agencies. The MAPV is actually part of our employer network. And what that means is that they're providing Aira to all of their employees. And their director, Sassy Atwater, talked about Aira and why it was important to provide it to her employees in a great way. She said, an employer today pays for the electricity bill because for people that are light dependent, you wouldn't have your employees working in the dark. So they look at this as just as an employer pays the electricity bills for their employees to work with the lights on. This is the same concept where this is giving somebody additional tool to do their job the most efficiently and be the best at their job.
All right, so where are your agencies and agents?
Sure. So right now we have we call all of our users explorers, and the idea is that they're kind of exploring the world in a new way. And the Aira agents are actually spread out around the country. So similar to like a Lyft or an Uber, you press a button and the car shows up. Same thing. You press a button and the Aira agent will show up, and there's a real-time feed that comes through your phone. And the agent is able to see that, and off you go. So it could be reading a menu, it could be checking a label if you're cooking in the kitchen and you want to check if the milk was expired, or trying to see if it was, a can of soup or a can of tomato sauce, whatever it may be, and it's getting you that information.
Okay, now what's the difference between this and the My Eyes app that I've heard about?
Sure. So there's an app called Be My Eyes. And what that is two things. There's a series of volunteers that will, if you press a button, almost like a FaceTime, the volunteers will pick up. And so what that is you could FaceTime your relative, and Be My Eyes is an app where you would just basically be calling kind of a volunteer stranger. And they have a pinging system. And what that means is if I'm logged in as a volunteer, the call gets routed to me. And I may pick up. If I don't pick it up, it goes to the next person and the next person. So what we've heard from a lot of our explorers is sometimes it can be 10, 12, 15 minutes for that call to get picked up.
Oh.
What we have is something where you'll press a button and within seconds the person picks up the phone. And all of our Aira agents are also screened, where they go through about a 30-day boot camp. And that boot camp consists of learning how to use our dashboard, learning really about orientation and mobility and how to give descriptive language. So in other words, if I'm, maybe you want your information to say, it's on my left or my right, maybe you want it in clock face, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, how do you want your information? And we also allow people to kind of customize with this personalized profile where they say, I want, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being just the facts, and 5 being, tell me that the room is blue with a white carpet and all the details that can go with it. So it's really your preference. How much information do you want, and they're there for you. We also like to say we have a higher acceptance rate. It's harder to become an Aira agent than it is to get into Harvard. So we screen about 800 to 1,000 people, or that's how many people apply for one on average for one posting. So we're off and running, and that's what we're up to.
I went to a school for the blind in Batavia, New York, upstate New York, and there were individuals who did not want to use a cane. They would go downtown off the Batavia campus where we went to school. If you had someone who did not want to use a cane but yet wanted to go somewhere in a particular area, would you still service them? Could they still be served?
Yes, no. So our philosophy is that we are not a replacement for a white cane or for a guide dog or good orientation and mobility skills. We really look at Aira as another tool in the toolkit. And from a philosophical standpoint, we teach all of our agents to think like a set of eyes, not like a brain. And so what that means is if I come up to a street crossing, our agents, we're not there to say it's now safe to cross the street. Instead, what we will do is we'll say this is a 4-lane highway. There's this on your left, this on your right, and now I'll be quiet while you decide if what you'd like to do next.
So they won't say to you, the light is green, you can cross.
They will not tell you that you can cross. They will tell you that the light is red, the light just turned green, I'll be quiet while you make your So we're just giving you the information of and describing the scene to you.
Okay, so you have to have an iPhone, either Apple or Android, to do this. Is that correct?
Right. So today we have an app on the iOS and on Android, and then we've just announced we've got a new set of glasses, smart glasses. So it's glasses with a camera on it, and it comes with a kind of pared down smartphone that just has one button on it. So you can't make phone calls on it, but you can make Aira phone calls on it. So we found that there's some folks who may not be a smartphone user. We found that there's people that maybe from a tech savvy standpoint, they're not that comfortable with operating either voiceover or whatever it may be. This is an option where put on the glasses, press the button, and off you go.
Ah, so I could use a phone other than my iPhone.
That's right.
But you can't use a flip phone.
Correct. Today the flip phone is we're not able to work with your flip phone.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be a guinea pig.
All right.
Now, if I want Aira and I want to set it up on my phone, what happens? What do we do?
Yep. So basically what you would do is you'd go to the website and download or subscribe to the service. And then we would then ask you to go to the App Store and install the app. I have my phone here, so I have the Aira app downloaded. And essentially the app itself is built where there's just one large blue button with the letter A for Aira in the middle of it. And what we can do is, you have never tried it before, so we'll make a call. But to do that and reach an Aira agent, you just tap a button, and now you'll wait for the Aira agent to pick up.
Okay. Whoop.
Hi, thank you for calling Aira. This is Jessica. How can I help you?
Hi, Jessica. It's Kevin. I'm on live TV right now and wanted to make a call. I'm sitting with a gentleman named Ken here, and I'm going to hand the phone to him and let him try Aira for the first time. Okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, so I'll hand you the phone. And
Okay.
the camera is on the front.
Hello,
cover.
Jessica.
Hi, Ken. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Now, what do I do? I mean, what do we do now?
You anything you want. So you have Jessica. You can ask her what she sees, or if you want her to describe
All right.
something.
What do you see up here, Jessica?
All right, Ken. So currently at your 12 o'clock, I see a camera looking your way, and a gentleman behind it is in a sweatshirt. To the right of the camera, I can see a small TV monitor that shows you and Kevin. And below that is a piece of paper with a bunch of numbers on it. And then below, there's a bright red carpet in the studio. And then it looks like if you want to make a run for it, there is a door to your right. It's got a turn handle that you would exit.
Okay.
can-
Very good.
You can
And I'm
scan
also able
around.
to see your actual location. So it looks like you are calling from Massachusetts, and you're at the Boston Neighborhood Network at the corner of Washington Street and Bray Street.
And where are you right now?
I'm actually located in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh my! Are you a Blue Jackets fan?
A little bit. I'm more of a Buckeye fan, but I'll take anything Ohio related.
Well, they beat the Bruins the other night, so I'm rather upset with them at the moment.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
I had to ask, how long have you been doing this?
I have been with Aira just about 2 years.
Ah, and you like it, obviously.
I love it. Yes, absolutely. I'm one of the agent analysts, and so I oversee a team of agents. And our agents really love what they do. We love helping people, and it's been really exciting.
Where did you get your training, or what did you have to do?
So we have a lot of remote agents like myself based all over the U.S., and we have a really extensive training program. People like myself now, we actually have a team. We each have a team, and we do a lot of hands-on training, and we have BVI explorers that actually do training run-throughs in different scenarios before we release anyone, onto the dash to take live calls.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and how many agents do you work with?
I personally have about 10, but we have over 70 agents total, and we're always hiring because we're growing extensively.
And how
And I'm
long?
sure Kevin.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm sure Kevin has told you a little bit about the different types of tasks we do, but I'm all ears if you've got any questions. We do everything from helping navigate in airports or grocery stores to doing things at home like reading tasks or opening mail. Trying to weed out that junk mail is something we do a lot of.
Can you help people with computers? Do you do anything
Yes,
with computers?
absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, so we will have a lot of people call in, and simple things like maybe their JAWS has been turned off. We'll help them turn it back on, or we can even remote into people's computers if they want us to kind of help complete a task for them that they're having trouble. Maybe the website isn't accessible, something like that. For instance, I actually took a call the other day. I was able to log into someone's account and help them make a business card for a big conference we have coming up.
Very good. Very good. Well, this is great, and I got a hunch I'm going to start using you guys.
Fantastic.
Probably-
We would love to have you.
Probably as soon as I get home.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for your time, Jessica, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice one.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Here you go, Kevin.
Yeah,
Wow,
so-
now, David, how much time do we have left? Okay. All right. So somebody calls and there was a toll-free number that people can call. Is that correct?
Well, for the most part, you'll go to the website, or you can download the app. And for the marathon, what we're going to do is we as a company are on a mission to make the world accessible. So we're going to make the Boston Marathon accessible, hopefully like never before, in a way where you can download the app, and if you want to pick a part along the route, all of your usage will be for free. You can have the agent describe the crowd, describe the scenes. If you want to take a break from the race and then go and get a bite to eat, they can help with the menu or navigating there. The agent, Jess, can also take pictures. So what a lot of people do is they'll actually hook it up to their Facebook account. So what Jess could do there is take a picture, and then if you wanted her to, she could share it on your Facebook account and put a description in there or hashtag whatever else you wanted to do. So it's pretty exciting, and I think we're tremendously excited to be part of this year's marathon and as our first Aira marathon.
All right. Let's suppose you have somebody like me who ain't exactly the techiest person in the world.
Yep.
That doesn't operate the keypad, but can download talking books from the BARD website.
Yeah, no.
And dictate phone numbers. Describe to me what you would have to do for me to help me get set up with Aira.
Sure. So what you would do is you would download the app, and then the app itself will ask you you can actually sign up, and it's pressing one button. When you press a button, you'll be connected to an Aira agent, and they can help you sign up. You can sign up on the website, but either way, you'll essentially get an account, just like you would with any other Facebook account or any of the other apps that you have on your phone. Once you have the account set up, it really is as simple as pressing a button and going. So, as you saw, I have my app set up. I open the app, press a button, and Jessica picks up in seconds.
And you can do this through the App Store.
Yes.
All right. Are there different plans for this? Like people have different plans on their iPhones.
Sure. So what we do is we've essentially tried to build a cell phone Aira plan that doesn't have any of the things that we don't like about some of the cell phone plans. So what I mean by that is there's no long-term contracts. You don't have to pay for the glasses or you don't have to pay for the data. Everything is all covered in a monthly plan. And they come in blocks of 100, 200, and then there's an unlimited plan. This weekend we had someone who went from on Friday. She sent out a note to the community and said she's going from a 100-minute a month plan up to an unlimited plan. And she said, I'm going to chronicle some of the things that I'm doing. And it was amazing. Saturday morning, she went to her nephew's swim meet. She said she was taking pictures, and she shared one with the group. She'd never been to the swim meet before, but felt like it would be a great thing to do with Aira. She went grocery shopping independently for the first time in 30 years.
Wow.
And was tremendously excited to, not go in and ask for someone customer service. She said it was funny. She said she proudly blew by customer service and went on her way. We've done some testing in the grocery stores too, where we did about 3,000 tests, And what we found that is to get 2 items, it was taking 30 to 34 minutes for the shopping experience. And that's because you would walk into customer service. They maybe tell you to stand on the side and wait while they find someone to shop with you. And it was taking, over half an hour to get 2 items. So with Aira in the test that we've done, it's been taking about 7 to 9 minutes to get those same 2 items. And the reason is you walk in, get what you want, get in the checkout, they tell you you're next in the queue, and pick the shortest line, and off you go.
And they will tell you, like if you say to them, all right, I want to buy potato chips.
Yep.
They'll be able to tell you, take a left, go down such and such an aisle, and stop right here, because here's where the potato chips are. And they'll tell you what's there and what you decide what you want to get.
That's right. Yeah, we have people that are, everyday shopping, and it's a real-time feed. So, we had someone who said they were looking for a seasonal item at CVS, and they said they asked the person working at CVS to help them, and they said they took a quick look, but they didn't find the seasonal item. And they said, I think we're out of it. And she said, I felt like I wanted to look some more. Like I felt like she didn't really look. So she pulled her phone out. She called in Aira. She said we spent another 8 minutes looking, but in the 8 minutes, she found these seasonal M&Ms that she was looking for and got it. So she said what she loved was like, it was my decision of how long I want to look. And if I wanted to look for an hour, we could look for an hour, but that was my call. There was no asking anyone else.
So anybody can use this. There's no age limit or anything?
Yeah, so currently it's for 18 and over, so we don't have anyone under 18 that's using the service, but we have folks in their upper 80s who are using it as well, and we had somebody who recently purchased the service. Their mother was losing their vision, and what he did is he set up a Lyft account and an Aira account, and she can call rideshare, she can call Uber or call Lyft, call Aira, and it's all it's all one service. Meaning, we have some folks that will come out of a sporting event like Fenway Park, and you're trying to find your rideshare. And it's difficult to spot that person, and for them to spot you in this crowd, for everyone. So what they do is they can call the agent, or the agent can call the driver and say, the person you're meeting is visually impaired or is standing on here. How can we help that connection happen without any friction on the Explorer?
That is absolutely amazing. All right, so before we wrap it up, give a website or any toll-free numbers you want. In other words, here's your chance for a big plug.
All right, I love it. So I would hope you do come and visit. It's Aira, then .io, and it's www.aira.io, and
Okay.
we're Aira in the App Store.
And any toll-free number?
No, we don't have a toll-free number.
Oh, you don't? So it's strictly done online.
Yeah, currently we have the majority of the people coming directly to us to our website.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Listen, I wish you all the luck in the world. I think my life is going to take a dramatic improvement because of this. I'm thinking about using this in June when I go to my alumni reunion at a hotel, which is very difficult to get around.
No, that's right. And I would say, too, I just want to say thank you to the city of Boston. I think, there's a reputation of being an innovator, and so it's great to see the first marathon ever to do this. And so I just want to thank everyone in the city for partnering with us.
Kevin, it's been great having you here, and best of luck to you and whatever else you can do to make this even better than it is now.
Great. Thanks, Ken.
And that will do it for this edition of Disability News and Views. So long, everybody.